Your idols become your contemporaries, and then your contemporaries become your enemies.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we back. It is Monday, December 6th. Christmas is almost here, but it ain't here yet, damn it. And me and Big Perk got some business to handle on this podcast. First and foremost, Big Bro, it's so good to not only see you, but to get back in the room and chop it up with you. Yeah. What's been happening, man?
Ain't nothing, but I know you see me because you know white look good.
You look angelic. You look angelic, man.
And I know I'm sitting up here and it brought me back to my altar boy days at church. And that's what I thought about.
Big ass 6'7" altar boy, 13 years.
Serving communion.
Serving community.
And
anyway,
that's what I came to do today, serve communion.
That's it, brother. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to get to it immediately. First and foremost, welcome to the Swagu Perk podcast. This is episode 6. If you ain't heard the first 5 episodes, you're living under a damn rock. Perk, let's get into it, man. One, I'm going to start this off with you because you got to catch me up on some NBA happenings. And first and foremost, what's going on with Dame? That's how I'm teeing you up. I'm not asking anything specific. Give me the whole story. Your flow, Perk.
You know what? Here's what's going on with Dame, and here's what's going on with the Portland Trail Blazers, okay? I'm going to give it to you straight. I love Dame. He's one of my favorite players. I love his whole mid-major, thing and always being an underdog. I love everything about his story. But guess what? Dame is stepping into new territory that he's not familiar with. And that new territory is now he's actually being able to call shots. And he's not used to that. Okay, it's not easy, but it's part of being $100 million guy and a franchise guy, right? You have to make tough decisions. And so what's happening is we hear reports before the season that Dame won out. Then he canceled those reports and say that's not true. And then all of a sudden you hear reports that, Dame wants, Ben Simmons. And then all of a sudden he kind of backpedals on that. Here's the thing. One, Dame do want to play with Ben Simmons, okay? This is a fact, okay?
Yeah, tell him. That's why I love sitting here on Mondays.
Yes, man. And if my brother Dame Dollar is watching, he knows, I know, that he wants to play with Ben Simmons. Here's the thing. You got to make tough decisions because if you go get Ben Simmons, then you got to give up one of your guys that been your brother, that you've been the role with CJ McCullough. So as a franchise guy, now you have to make these calls. And you got to remember, like you always say, this is business, okay?
Business, man.
It's business. This is business. And look, I know I'm going to give you a chance to dive into this. Me personally, I told Dame, I told him this. I said, bro, if I was you, I would get up out of Portland. I said, Damian Lillard, your situation reminds me of Kevin Garnett's situation in Minnesota. Same age, had been carrying the franchise to playoffs every single year, but hadn't got to where they was trying to get to. And KG had to make a business decision for himself and say, I'm leaving, I need out, and requested a trade and got to Boston and won them a championship. And you know what KG said at his Hall of Fame ceremony? One thing that stood out the most to me, he said, I have one regret that I didn't get to Boston earlier.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that. And that was the message to my guy, Dame Dollar. Anything's possible! Look, man, you done gave everything to this franchise. Now either, look, you want out or you got to make that business decision.
That business. Perk, that business always going to be there.
Go ahead.
It's always going to be there. So let me tap in on this, bro, because I got a strong opinion on this, all right? One, this is not unfamiliar territory for the Portland Trail Blazers. And I know we got a lot of young listeners, but if we got YouTube and we can go back historically, go watch Clyde Drexler bump his head up against the wall for years trying to win a championship. Sometimes you got to recognize that, yeah, I love this place. They have been great to me. This franchise has been great to me, but it's not going to work out here. Now, unless somebody telling me or you that Dame is going to get two, I think it take three now, Perk. I think it take three. It take three get bucket dudes.
But they got one already in Norman Powell.
He's in Norman Powell who can get a bucket, right? I'm not
option.
And I'm not saying you need a perennial all-star. I ain't saying you need a guy that will be a one on another team. I'm saying you need three dudes that can get a bucket. All right, that's number one. Number two is this. When I look at Dame, and you just said it, $100 million guy, face of Portland Trail Blazers franchise, I would, if I had to nail Dame down, Dame would tell me, I don't think I'm gonna win a championship in Portland. If we just put a lie detector test on Damian Lillard, and this ain't, don't get it misconstrued. This not an indictment on Damian Lillard. But I think Dame in the heart of hearts knows, looking at the entire landscape, man, I ain't gonna get it done here in Portland unless we have a cataclysmic shift of players go to the Portland Trail Blazers. All right. That's number whatever number I'm on.
Whatever you preach.
Last but not least, Perk. This the fan in me of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Knicks still looking for a name to put on that marquee. They still looking for one. And I know he been tied to the Knicks. I know he been tied to some other places. But the New York Knicks are looking for a name that is going to also produce to put on that marquee. Because you know what happens if Dame Lillard go to the New York Knicks? Two other All-Stars will follow him now. I guarantee you that.
I agree.
I guarantee you that. And they got a young team. They can afford to trade. Listen, that's just my fandom. Mm-hmm. I love Damian Lillard as a basketball player. I love his story. He ain't gonna win no championship in Portland, bro.
Yeah, hear me out.
I got you. I
didn't want to go here today, but I'm gonna go there. Okay.
Thank you. That's what we do here.
Okay. First of all, look, the Trailblazers, they got to get their stuff together. And when I say get their stuff together, I applaud the top of the top for firing Neil, okay, who was their general manager, because I'm going to say this right now to all the CEOs and all the bosses and all the billionaires and millionaires and all that, just because you in place of power doesn't mean that you don't have to treat everybody with the same type of damn respect, okay?
100%.
Because I was brought up in a household by my grandparents where they told me I got to treat the janitor like I would treat the principal. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And that's the first thing. Second note to Dame Dollar, him and Chauncey Billups are like this, okay? Him and Chauncey are like this. And Dame ride with Chauncey and Chauncey ride with Dame. So with that being said, they got to move CJ McCollum and they got to get Nurkic big soft ass up out of there ASAP.
Get him up out of there.
He's not the center. And he got money so you could get back some assets for him that's going to bring in the center that's going to anchor your defense.
We're calling man big soft ass, but you got to tell the truth.
I told him that already. We had a little feud, a little Twitter war on Twitter at one time. He thought he was going to respond and thought I wasn't going to say nothing because he let these suits fool him. Told him, man, I ain't worried about you, man.
We done told him.
Man, relax, man. Now you in my country. You're in my country. You're in my country. You know what I'm saying? Man, don't get it twisted.
Got them peoples.
got them peoples, okay?
All right. Let's not
look,
Perk. We can't let them into the hood. We can't let them into our syndicate.
We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. But look, they gotta do that. Dame has to put his foot down and make that happen, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's it. That's period. That's period.
And Perk, to your point, so we can move on to the next thing. It's not something that superstars and franchise guys haven't done. I remember the great Kobe Bryant saying, if y'all don't give me no help here, some change is gonna have to be made.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people criticize LeBron for going to the Miami Heat, but they all forget that the Houston Rockets put together a super team. I don't care how old they were. The concept was the same. All right, let me surround myself with great players so I can win championships. Because ultimately, when you are considered among the greats, all right, we know Dame can score. We know Dame is an all-star. We know Dame is all NBA. We know Dame is a top 10 player in the NBA right now. But guess what Dame don't have that most of the top 10 NBA players have right now in the NBA? A championship. KD left and went to Golden State to get his. Now he don't, you know what, KD, regardless of how you feel, because I felt the same way, regardless of how you feel, you know what KD gonna be called the rest of his life? An NBA champion.
A champion.
LeBron gonna be called a champion.
A champion.
Okay. Chris Paul said, I gotta figure out where the hell I can go so I can win a championship. Mm-hmm. People forget Chris Paul was in OKC 2 years ago, Perk. See, they think that these dudes they think dudes just been sitting in organizations and franchises waiting it out. Everybody go crazy. Oh, Giannis won one for the franchise he played. Man, Giannis been in the league 3 days.
How long you
know what I'm saying? 3 days, man. And the Milwaukee Bucks said, we are going to go get you the guys that you need to win a championship.
And they did that.
It's 2 options. It's 2 options for Dame. Either Portland is going to make the moves to get who you need to win a championship, or Dame, this your boy Swagu Perk. You got to get your ass the hell up out of there.
You got to push the button, man.
All right,
push
bro.
The button. All right. But push the button. Look, Swagu, I got to get your take. Since we on basketball, we're talking about a lot going on. It's a lot going on still in the NBA right now. And I need to get your thoughts on it because I have mine. You know, Kareem, one of the greatest of all time. Some people, our great grandfathers, are still arguing us today while we playing dominoes that he's the GOAT, right? All-time leading scorer in NBA history. You know, his resume is longer than the Chick-fil-A line. I get that, okay? But he has been coming at LeBron James sideways a lot in the media, man, and I just don't understand it. He's talking about LeBron James' celebration. He's talking about LeBron James, what he's not addressing. It's just been a whole lot of negative energy coming from Kareem, and I'm trying to stay cool because we was brought up to respect our elders. But sometimes, you know, when your elders get older, you know, sometimes you take care of them, but sometimes you got to give them a little lick on the hand if they do something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I took care of my grandfather, and sometimes, you know, when as he got older, he got a little mean, and I had to tell him, hey, you can't do that no more. Not to get up from that chair and try to walk because you fell, and I had to pop him on his hand, just a light tap. And I feel like I'm going to tap Kareem today, but I need to get your thoughts.
First of all, Perk, I'm going to take you real quick because I want to hear you on this, man. You close to this, you know them. Your idols become your contemporaries, and then your contemporaries become your enemies.
Ooh.
I'm going to say that again. Your idols become your contemporaries, and then your contemporaries become your enemies. You know why? Because they see the level that they were on, you've reached and either surpassed. And a lot of people can't deal with that, Perk. And now that don't mean I'm accusing Kareem of that, but it feels a lot of that energy feels like you don't like that this man has reached this certain level that he's reached. And now you want to challenge him on things. And let me make this clear, because I told everybody, we LeBron apologists, we love LeBron James on this show. But ultimately, this ain't just reserved for LeBron James. I saw a lot of old school dudes. And Perk, I gotta be careful, man. You know how it is, bro. We gotta be careful. This younger generation, we got younger kids. I was like, bro, I can't be the old man on the porch telling them everything they doing is wrong because they ain't doing it how our generation did it. All right. I really gotta be conscious of that. In our job, right? You gotta adapt, right? It's like we talked about, it's foundational things that don't change. It's things that don't change. It's things that need, well, I won't say don't change. It's things that don't need to change. But in this particular case, man, the thing that I don't like about it, because I'm a big Kareem Abdul-Jabbar guy. Like, I love Kareem, right? What he stood for in a time where you could get hung and killed for standing for what he was standing for. We ain't talking about social media, like people coming at you on social media. We ain't talking about somebody saying something mean about you on the news. When Kareem and Jim Brown and Bill Russell was all standing in that room for Black people in this country, during those times, you get hung for things like that. During those times, all right? Now, fortunately, we've gotten past that. So all of this, it's a lesson in that, Perk. All of this little noise, this rudimentary, this noise that be on social media, don't let, what we tell them all the time, Perk, don't let that social media fool you. This ain't real life. But I'm gonna say this about that, and your idols become contemporaries, and your contemporaries become enemies when you don't take time to understand the generation behind you. I think that's what we got going on here with Kareem, bro. I think it's just because, see, Perk, what happens when we get to a certain level and we get to a certain age, in our mind, we like, I wouldn't have did it that way. I wouldn't have did it that way. I wouldn't have showed a gesture. Like, I wouldn't have said it that way. I wouldn't have dressed that way. I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? So we got to be very conscious, bro, to pay attention to the things that people are doing well, as opposed to highlighting the things that we don't agree with that ain't bothering nobody. I'm going to leave it at that, and I want to hear you.
And at this point in time, here's the thing. If we had social media when we were playing AAU basketball, bro, like I criticize my kids for being on social media. I see every day, but I was like, what the hell would I have been doing?
You would have been right on it.
Okay, I would have been right up on it. So when I look at certain situations, one, I didn't see all this energy from Kareem until LeBron James put on the Laker jersey. So it to me, it feels some type of, the energy is feeling a little off because Braun got that purple and gold and won a championship there and is being successful in that purple and gold. Kareem, nobody's forgetting about you, brother. We can't. Your history is too long. Your resume is too long. So we can't. So when
on and off the court.
On and off the court.
On and off the court.
When I look at it, I know this for a fact, and you know it as well. Old people are stuck in their ways, okay?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We already know that. But my thing is that I hear too much of the negativity towards LeBron and not the positive things. And when you look at certain situations, two leaders on and off the court. One is an OG and one is a young OG in LeBron James. I feel like Kareem should be doing more uplifting and more supporting to the point that why not point out the fact that LeBron James just pulled the unthinkable. And when I say the unthinkable, is what he just did for his son, high school team. An AAU basketball game was played in the Staples / Crypto Center because it hasn't fully changed yet. So I'm still in between. It's still Staples / Crypto. Okay, so my thing is that why didn't you highlight that? Why didn't you highlight that LeBron James had? And by the way, against his old school that he sponsors, St. Vincent, St. Mary.
Go ahead, Perk. Go ahead.
That he sponsors. And so, like, people say, oh, Perk, man, I see you get on TV and you be hating. No, I don't be hating. I just talk about something that I saw that had to do with the basketball game. That's not hating. That's just calling it out because I give them same people their flowers.
We all see it.
We all see it. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to say what you thinking, okay? You just scared to say it.
You scared to say it.
Yeah. So my whole thing is to Kareem, an all-time great, a guy that I got much respect and love for dearly, on for what he did for the game of basketball and for what he did for the community, okay? That I just feel like it's just been too much negative vibes coming from his point towards LeBron when it should be those two powerful people coming together and making more change and inspiring others to be great. So I'm
Perk, you know what I don't like? We're gonna lead this conversation with this right here, man. We're gonna lead this conversation with this right here. When you got somebody's phone number, call them.
And you got to know.
Kareem, you don't have to talk to the media about LeBron James because you got his phone number. You can call him and tell him what you don't like. And I'm sure Bron got enough respect to hear you out and say, yes, sir, I understand what you're saying. Now, that don't mean I'm a change, but I'm glad we had a connection. Perk, I ain't gonna go on my show on NFL Live on 4 o'clock and talk about a problem that me and you got and I got your phone number. Or a problem I got with you and I got your damn phone number. All right. So for everybody out there listening to this podcast, okay, I know you don't have access to everybody that you beef with. I know that you don't have phone numbers or stuff for people that you don't like something they said or you don't like something they did. But if you got their phone number, call them. Don't fight this stuff over Twitter. Don't fight it over Instagram. If you got the person's phone number, that means at some point y'all had a connection. Make the damn call and tell them what your issue is, what you got a problem with, or to say, hey, man, congratulations on the things that you're doing and having success. We'll be in a much better place.
Yeah, so as we doing our part, right? You know, I'm in my area where I set up. Yeah. And I hear something knocking and hitting on the door, and I'm thinking it's one of my kids, my twins, right? And it's not. It's my white dog that can't stand us, leave me alone. And
say, bro, look how pretty that dog is, bro.
Yeah, but bust open the door, brother, just to come in, like really bust open the door in the middle of our.
What's the name?
Hermes. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't have never gave him money. You shouldn't have never gave him money, man.
It's Hermes. And he comes scratching on my leg and pulling up my leg, Swagu, and it just
he love you.
He
love you, big dog.
He go sit right up under. But again, it's her dog, but he loves me. But it's all good. Look, because I need
it makes sense. It makes sense. She love you. So you quite naturally her dog will love you too.
But while we talking about dogs, okay, I need to understand.
Say it, Perk. Say it. I know where you're going.
I need you to talk to me. And I understand they're making strides forward as far as with these college athletes, but I still feel like they're getting dogged on the financial side because some of them are getting paid, some of them are not. I need to understand. I need to understand this. I need to understand about Coach Kelly that just went to LSU. I need to understand about Coach Riley. And I need to understand about these coaches getting $100+ million contracts with 24-hour access to private jets and getting homes paid off and homes paid for. I need to understand what the hell is going on, dog. Like,
first of all,
I'm not even trying to sound like a hater, bro. I need to understand this.
Well, one thing you need to understand is me and you need to find some college we can go rob. Okay, so we can coach for 2 years, have 2 good seasons, and suck and get a buyout. All right, and then we'll come back and do our podcast. So if you know any of them schools that's willing to hand us $60 million to walk away, please let me know who the hell they are. Second of all, bro, I was looking at my phone when you was talking because I was listening to you. I was looking at my phone, It's 3 contracts in college football right now, totaling almost $350 million between 3 coaches. All right. So Brian Kelly went to LSU, 10-year, $100 million. Mel Tucker is at Michigan State, 10-year, $95 million. And Lincoln Riley numbers hadn't come out, but his is around that neighborhood as well. To your point, Lincoln Riley homes were paid off in Oklahoma, and he set up, I believe, with a stipend or something, or some kind of percentage rate on a home in California. And you know the damn home gonna be on the beach. Why else would you go to California? So it's super expensive, Perk. Number 2, and the most important thing is, and I've been saying this on some shows, man, I'm just glad it's exposed now. I'm glad we know it's a business and all that amateurism, quote unquote, student athlete. I'm glad all of that is out of the way. Brian Kelly left in the middle of the night from Notre Dame to go to LSU because LSU had a $100 million bag for him. Mel Tucker stayed at Michigan State because they had a $95 million bag for him. Okay. Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma, who was winning Big 12 championships, winning them. 2 quarterbacks that got drafted first overall at the University of Oklahoma. He had the number 1 recruit coming out of high school this year to come to Oklahoma. And he left that place because it ain't all just winning. It's about business and winning. All right. And he left that situation to go to USC for money, I'm assuming a better quality of life based on what him and his family wanted. You know, Cali is a great place. Perk, you spend a lot of time there.
I lived in Oklahoma. It's a solid place.
It ain't LA. All right. And then you think about all of the battles that we had to fight in media and on campuses, students trying to unionize so they could monetize their likeness. So I'm glad that all this happened. I'm actually glad, and this is another situation, I'm glad that the University of Miami was signing another coach while their other coach was still on staff recruiting players. I'm glad it happened. Now, I'm not glad it happened to Manny Diaz. I thought it was shady. I thought it was shady how Brian Kelly left Notre Dame, all right? But I'm glad we have identified and at least decided to recognize that this is a business first. Because Brian Kelly could have won at Notre Dame. Lincoln Riley could have won at the University of Oklahoma. Manny Diaz wasn't having a lot of success in Miami, so there's justification for that. Mel Tucker went to Michigan State, won games, and was compensated $95 million per. Here's what I want America to understand as you listen to Swagu and Perk podcast. Don't you be fooled to think, because this stuff didn't hit the media, that it ain't been going on forever. Go ahead, Perk.
I just got questions. I have zero.
I got answers.
Yeah, I have zero answers, and you just answered a lot of my questions I was gonna ask. I'm listening to you, and I remember you saying that because I didn't just start listening to
you. Hell yeah.
Got to ESPN. I've been listening to what the hell you've been saying.
My bro.
Here's the thing that I have. Here's the thing that I it's just not, I don't understand, okay? I don't understand how's a coach like valued at $100 million? He's not putting butts in the seats. I understand the recruiting process. I understand that, the name, Coach Riley, Coach Kelly could walk in the house and sign somebody. I get all that. But nobody going to the football game to see Riley, and nobody going to see Kelly. And how are these guys getting $100 million, bro? And off the backs of athletes, dog, that are coming in, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's because, bro, college football is a professional sport.
I see
That's
that.
how they getting it.
I see that.
Nobody wanted to acknowledge that because they wanted to separate from the NFL and college. Okay. And we're not talking about all college.
That's why athlete, that 9 makes sense. Hold on. I just want to add this. You said that, it makes sense. That's why guys that go to college got to go 2 years before.
Got to go 2 years. Perk in football, you got to go 3.
Oh,
you can't go to the draft until you're a junior or you're a redshirt sophomore. You got to be 3 years on that campus. But I heard people, Perk. See, I'm glad. Let me go back again. I'm glad it happened because when Christian McCaffrey decided to sit out the bowl game, he wasn't a team player. He the worst. That's the worst kind of athlete. That's the worst kind of guy to have on your team. Right? When Leonard Fournette set out the bowl game, oh my, he ain't about his team. He don't love his team. Why could he do that to the guys around him? All right. And then when Ben Simmons made a documentary on Netflix talking about college, I just did that because it was a requirement. And people was like, oh, he's selfish. Ben Simmons, they went to the NIT final, NIT tournament. He didn't want to play. Ben Simmons selfish. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Well, Ben Simmons, Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, they all knew what all y'all know now is that if that bowl game was happening, then your coach, the current coach of your school was going to get $75 million from another school, that coach will leave. For that $75 million.
The coach gone.
Just like them boys wasn't going to play in a bowl game and risk an injury that might cost them $30 million. Might I add, Christian McCaffrey got $30 million out of college. Leonard Fournette got $30 million out of college. All right. Ben Simmons, we all know, went first overall, signed a $100 million contract in his NBA career. Listen, man, Perk, you know how we get gangsta on this show where we from. Don't be mad at people for trying to get to the bag, y'all. I know y'all want to preserve y'all traditions and y'all want to preserve y'all college, and the amateurism makes you feel good. And these student athletes, they love the university. I love LSU. I love the place, all right, because of the people in the place, all right? But the bottom line is, if the Dallas Cowboys would have had $40 million for me after my freshman year, I was getting the hell out of there.
Preach. And look, don't be mad only at certain situations. Don't pick the situations.
Thank you, Perk.
To get mad at, because I'm gonna go a step further and I'm gonna leave it alone. Lincoln Riley, okay, he done his deal with USC right after they lost to their rival of Oklahoma
Absolutely.
State. So all I'm saying is this, and people can feel the way they want. I don't give a damn. I really don't.
We never do.
Y'all in Oklahoma, y'all make sure y'all keep that same energy that y'all had for Kevin Durant, for Lincoln Riley. Keep that same energy when Kevin Durant made the decision for Kevin Durant selfishly because he wanted to go to Golden State and win the championship. Lincoln Riley made a decision selfishly for Lincoln Riley to leave Oklahoma. Y'all keep that same energy. Don't move the goalposts and say it's this and it was this. No, keep the same energy. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna
same thing. The man left for a perceivably better situation. It's the same thing.
Same damn thing.
And if you don't feel like it's the same thing, there's this movie called Menace to Society when they in the room and he's being questioned and the detective says, you done blanked up, don't you?
Yeah.
All right. So keep the same energy like Big Perk telling you.
Keep the same energy, dog. Keep the same energy.
All right, Perk. I'm looking down at my phone because first of all, we keep it 100 on this damn show, okay? Y'all, listen, before the show came on, our producers, Parker, Dan, and Andrea, we was going through topics and trying to figure out the form and the list of the topics. Now, I know I'm hosting and Perk hosting, and we supposed to remember the damn order, but I forgot. Okay? So I'm going.
No, we're not supposed to remember nothing. This is who we listen. It's so authentic on here. This is what we do.
I'm sorry, but I do know where we're going next.
Go ahead.
Listen, man, first of all, they got people going to space now, Perk, and it ain't NASA. It ain't only NASA no more, Perk. We have entered into a new dimension, okay? That sounded like a Star Wars introduction, didn't it? That was,
but it was.
Let me say it again, Perk, I'm going to say it again.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm going to say it again in the deep voice. We have entered into a new dimension.
I like it.
Perk, they gonna get us on some voiceovers on some of these Disney movies. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's a plan.
Yeah. They need.
So Perk, I want to hear your thoughts on this, man, because you know we like to have a good time on this podcast too when we finish telling people what they need to hear. Bro, Michael Strahan is going to go outer space. He's going out. Go ahead. You got a question.
Pause. We cannot leave. I gotta ask you. We gotta revisit. You still, before we go to Strahan, I just want to know, what is your thoughts right now that on the hiring of Kelly at LSU? Because you had some thoughts.
Perk, I tried to get out of it.
No. I just want to know how do you feel right now? It ain't gotta be nothing too long. It ain't gotta be. I just want to know, how do you feel about it? Do you feel good? Do you feel like it? Look, do you feel? You know how you on a scale of 1 to 10, you go to doctor's office and say you feel very sick, really sick. I mean, like, let me know what's going on. You feel good, average? You feel great? Just tell me.
Perk, I feel confused. Okay. And I know that ain't on the damn multiple choice. I know it.
Go ahead.
I feel confused. Here's the thing, man. I think Brian Kelly is a really good football coach. All right. That's number one. So I'm excited that LSU has the potential to have a really good football coach and win games. Perk, I grapple with how he left Notre Dame, though. I grapple with that a lot, bro. Like that, the more and more I think about it, and I understand it's a business. I understand it. But also, that don't take the human side of it away in knowing that you left that thing kind of crazy, man. Like, if you're going to take the job, or if you know you're going to take the job, pull your team in a room and face them before it get out. Yeah, right? Because you ain't
was them guys that you recruited.
Yeah, this is the problem I had with Brian Kelly in that particular situation. He said he didn't mean for it to get out in the media before he had a chance to talk to his players. Say, bro, what the? Hold on, man. Siri done jumped in my show. How did Siri come up? Did I say Siri?
No, you
anyway. We having some issues.
No, not.
We having some. Everybody, we do these Zooms on computers, and I don't know if I said Siri, but Siri just popped up and was like, "What can I help you with?" So you know what the hell you can help me with, Siri? You can help me be not confused about Brian Kelly's situation. That's what you can help me with. All right, let me get back to what I was saying. Brian Kelly, the way he left Notre Dame could be a character flaw. And that's the thing that I'm cautious about. Because what I was saying earlier is he said he didn't mean for it to get out. But the problem is, Perk, the negotiations didn't start the day the story was leaked. You've been in these, man, you knew what was coming, man.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't catch you off guard. So I look, there's two things can be true. I'm happy LSU got a coach that I think is a good football coach and they can win with. I'm also a little concerned about the character in the way he left Notre Dame.
That's it. That's
Can I feel like that, Perk?
Yeah, you have the right.
You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, bro, the one thing people will never accuse me and you of on this podcast, I'm for the players. You for the players. Even though we might criticize some of the things that they do, we don't criticize they play. When they do something dumb, we're going to tell you did something dumb. But ultimately, like we've said before, man, I want to see these dudes have success. I want to see them get their bags, and I want to see them being treated like men. I thought how Brian Kelly left Notre Dame, he treated them like boys and not like men.
And look, you could have the flow and take us into our next segment, okay?
Yeah.
And I will say this. To sum it up, what I just got from you because I was listening is not what you do, it's how you do it.
How you do it.
That's it. That's it. Now go.
How you do it.
Go ahead, because we was going to a happy place.
Damn.
I didn't mean to bring you back to this.
All right, let me get out the door. I'm gonna get out the door.
We're going to a happy place. Go ahead.
I'm gonna get out the door because you my guy and you make me happy, Perk. I gotta be honest. I love chopping it up with you on Mondays, bro. You my little bro. We talk all week long, but on Mondays when we put this out for the world, I feel good about it because I know we're gonna give them the gospel.
And I look forward to every minute of it.
Every minute of it. All right, man. Let me get to another story.
Hold on, I ain't gonna even lie.
Oh, go ahead.
I ain't gonna even lie, bro. I be going back and checking everything, the comments and everything.
I ain't gonna lie, me too. I can't help it.
I just had to
because
get
low key, we know we be dishing that fire on him. We know we do. Nah. Hey,
but we'll be good. We're gonna have a fan interaction time too.
No doubt. And I was just about to say, speaking of the fan, bro, they riding with us, bro. We see y'all. We respect y'all.
We love y'all.
Hey, we love y'all. And look, you ain't gonna always agree with us, and it's fine. Tell us that you don't agree. Tell us we said something you don't like. Because like me and Perk tell y'all, we ain't gonna change.
Now, what you was talking about out of space and NASA, because
all right, bro.
You gotta
Perk,
tell me.
Listen, when we grew up, it was the only spaceships that went out of space was from NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And everybody took a field trip there.
And I was scared as hell every time that thing was taken off. Perk. Every time. I was like, Lord, please don't let these people blow up in this vessel. Right. I got to be honest. See, that's the point of us saying things that don't nobody want to say. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody on this damn show or listening to us not gonna tell us that you be scared that thing gonna blow up. All that fire coming out the butt of that rocket, and you don't think it's gonna blow up. Right. I used to think it was gonna blow up, Perk. But the fact that they've had so many successful launches, okay, it gave billionaires. I guess when you're a billionaire, you try to figure out how the hell you get to space because you run out of stuff to do. All right. So we saw Jeff Bezos go out of space on his own rocket. I don't even know the name, no ask me. I don't pay attention to it that much. But I know when Jeff Bezos is the CEO of Amazon. He the founder of Amazon. He started Amazon. He rich. All right. That's all. Look, if somebody asks me Jeff Bezos Wikipedia, just put he rich. And then you can go figure out the rest of it.
Right.
The man ran out of things to do, Perk, and Jeff Bezos and a few people, they went out of space. They went out of space. They looked at it for a minute. They experienced zero gravity, and then they came back. Perk, you could do that when you're a billionaire. You can. But Perk, I'm going to blow your mind. Michael Strahan has signed on to fly his ass out of space, Perk. Perk, I'm scared, but I'm excited.
He does it all.
Bro, what does Michael Strahan not do, bro?
I don't know, but he does it all.
Lord.
I applaud the hell out of him. You know why? Because, boy, when we talk about that career after sports and football,
none better.
And he has created a different lane for himself. And set the bar so high that if you're not trying to achieve what he has accomplished and keep going, then you fell in yourself. But look, I'm not never going out of space. I'm telling you that straight up. I don't even listen. First of all, I don't even know do you know the time it takes to get out of space? I'm asking.
Perk, I have no idea how long it takes. I'm assuming it take a long time.
You got to at least take a day.
Perk, I don't know. You asking me stuff I don't know.
Okay, you might know. I don't know either. But
I don't think it take a day though.
bro, I don't do well with anything over 7 hours. Okay, so.
Perk,
When you on a
Perk,
plane with me, 6.5, 7 hours, that's it. I went
cops.
to Paris with my wife one time.
Ooh,
And
flex on the Perk. Flex on the y'all went to Paris.
that
We
person
went to
last time.
Paris.
It was the it was the first.
Perk, you was holding your tea like this.
We went to Paris. Yeah, bro. But listen, I'm telling you, I can't do nothing past 6.5 hours. So just the point of just going out of space, and it's really called out of space. So
out of space.
First of all, I gotta know the details on how I'm gonna return. To me, going out of space is almost like jumping out of an airplane and doing a bucket list, or going, deep sea diving with great white sharks. It's just something I'm not going to do.
Perk, see, this is the thing, man, because I love what you said. Here's the thing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know you too. I want a lot of money, Perk. I want a lot of money. Okay. I want a lot of money. But the reason that I want a lot of money is because I want to randomly show up to people and help them. Right? I want to randomly show up to a family that's struggling with two parents that's working and be like, look, I'm going to pay your house off. I'm going to pay your cars off. You just take care of these rest of the bills and your kids for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you a little something on top to get you caught up and get you ahead. That's why I want to be filthy rich. Yeah. Those type of things. I want to show up to a place like Shaq be doing, like Shaq. Ooh. I want to show up to Walmart during Christmas and buy everybody gifts, right? Like the mothers that's in there trying to figure out how they going. That's the reason I want to be rich. I do it in my own regard, Perk, but I want to be filthy rich so I can just make other people's life change. All right. Oh. Here's the thing for me, bro. Bro, you ain't getting my ass no outer space. Perk. Hey, I'll tell Jeff Bezos and Michael Strahan, hey, man, when y'all get up there, take some pictures. Show me when y'all get back. All right? The second thing is this. I'm going to give you a quick story, Perk. When I don't do well with places where I can't control things. That's just, man, my wife took me on a trip when we first got married, bro. My wife took me on a trip. We went to Cabo, Mexico. And Perk, you know we ain't grow up riding no jet skis. Well, we ain't grow up doing that. Perk, I got my big ass on the jet ski that was too little. We go way out there, Perk. We go way out there. Now I'm not sure about the ocean. I'm not scared of it at this point. Go ahead.
Did you have your life jacket on?
Yeah, I had a life jacket on, but Perk, even the life jacket was too small. Perk,
did you need a connector foot?
Bro, I'm about to tell you this story. It's gonna blow your mind, Perk. I still think about it from time to time. I'm driving a jet ski, Perk, having fun, man. I'm hitting corners, and so I turned into dum-dum, which I think when you out of your element, you do that. Because I'm sure when Strahan get out of space, he going to be like, oh, it ain't no gravity. I'm flying. I wonder what it'll feel like if I was out there. And then you can't breathe. You suffocate to death. All right? Those are possibilities, Perk. I hate to make this sound so negative, but this is why you ain't going to find my big ass out of space. Perk, I'm driving the jet ski. I'm in the ocean, Perk. I make a turn. I flip over. Perk, I'm in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, when I go, so you know how you go into a pool, but you can still see the sunlight. So you got like a level, there's a level of comfort there. Perk, when I went under that water in the ocean, it was pitch black. I wasn't 3 feet under the top of the surface. It was pitch black under there, Perk. Perk, the adrenaline ran through my body so strong, I took one hand and flipped the jet ski back over.
That's
but here's what they don't tell you, Perk.
Oh.
Perk, I had cut my foot. I cut my foot on the fall. Now, I'm a big documentary guy.
Me too.
I know about them sharks. I watch Shark Week every year.
Yeah. You at the
They
bottom?
smell blood. They smell blood, bro. And Perk, I'm in this water, I'm dangling, and I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing under the water. I done came back on the top, my head above the water. Perk, the jet ski, bro. I can't get back on this mother.
No, you can't.
I'm literally looking at the jet ski, my foot bleeding, and I can't get back on it. Perk. My wife, soldier, shout out to her. She was right next to me on the jet ski. My boy Tyson and his wife Kia, all three of them was on their jet ski, my big ass in the water, bleeding, and can't get back on this jet ski. All right. I'm gonna bring this home because this correlates what we talking about with Michael Strahan. Perk, so I tell my wife, babe, I'm gonna grab the back of this jet ski, drag my ass back to shore. Now, Perk, I might have not had no skin on the front of my body by the time we got back because that water was gonna tear my ass up.
It was gonna tear you up for sure.
But Perk, I didn't want a great white to eat me though. I wanted the skin to be gone. I ain't want no great white to eat me. So I'm saying all this to say, I don't fool with the ocean. Don't ask me to go on no cruise. If I was gonna get an endorsement for a cruise ship, resend the contract. Cut the sucker up. I ain't coming. If you want me to go in the ocean, you ain't getting me there. I'm not going. Okay? All right. Here's the other thing. Michael Strahan got so much money, he was sitting at home one day and he interviewed Jeff Bezos after Jeff Bezos came back. And he's sitting he is sitting there and he's saying to himself at home, you know what, man? I think I'm gonna go out of space. My point of the Cabo story and my point of saying what I'm saying about Strahan, bro, I don't want him to do it, Perk. Am I wrong for that?
No, I'm scared too because see, this is the problem. And that story is a classic.
It's a classic, bro. It's true, bro.
It's a few
My wife was actually FaceTiming me just now because she felt my spirit.
Yeah, and you wasn't lying. So you see, here's the thing. One, stop letting them people tell y'all when y'all go to Cabo and Jamaica that, oh, it's no sharks in the reef. That's a damn lie. Okay.
They in there.
They've been pulling up on shore. They've been pulling up on people. That's why they've been pulling up. That's why I don't go. I hope that Michael Strahan go, and I hope he have a blast. I hope he do
come back safely. Come back safely, man.
Safely. Most important, I hope he take 1 million pictures, and I hope when he land, I hope he get a bigger bag for doing it in his story. I hope
I'm gonna share. When he get back and he lands safely, because we gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah.
When he get back and he lands safely, I hope he got some good pictures because that's the only way I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And Perk, here's the thing too, man. Here's the thing too. All right. When Strahan get out of space, I'm gonna tell him like my grandmother used to tell me, you better have your ass back before them street lights come on. Because I don't know how long you could be in space. I don't know nothing about that. I just know if I was up there, I'd be telling them, you better turn this damn ship around. I done seen it. Now turn this ship around so we can go back home. Okay?
Right.
That's it.
And look, we go in on this note. All right. We go in on this note because we diving into this beautiful. I know, you know how we get, you know what I'm saying? And I know
until 9 o'clock.
But it's cool. It's all right. Here it is. Bro, this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I spent a total of 24 hours in a basketball gym.
I knew it was coming.
At an AAU tournament. 24 hours. And you know what? I'm happy as hell about it. You know why? Because God darn it, I'm there with my two boys who playing basketball basketball, and it's no better feeling than being in the gym. I don't care what if I miss college football, the NFL, basketball games, or whatever. It's no better feeling than being in there cussing your sons out about
not even close.
Defense, cussing your sons out about diving on the floor for a loose ball, and watching your Seags go out there and do what they do and go to work. It's nothing, no better feeling. So I just want to say that, and because I know you experiencing the same thing, my nieces and nephew over there, and I want you to know how you feel about it before we get up out of there. And you know our words for the day is, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. But
it's how you do it.
Listen,
I was the same thing for me, Perk. I was in the gym with Marcus Jr. He had basketball. He ain't played in a minute because the pandemic, and when we moved, he had to leave his squad and all of that. Right. And I got in the gym, Perk, and I went outside to the carport and I showed him. I said, listen, I don't care about you scoring. I don't care about you being perfect. I care about how hard you're working and do the things you've been working on. Mm-hmm. Perk, you know that boy got out there and ain't do a damn thing. All right. And then he was timid. Now I can deal with the
no, first of all, you're not about to sit up here and tell nephew was timid. When I just saw clips of him busting through a line going hit folks on the football field.
He's not scared of contact. He ain't scared. His mind, though, and you know how this goes because you got boys. His mind is, when I'm not like the best, he feel his way. See, in football, he don't worry about it because he know he fast, he know he's strong, he can run past out everybody. So he not thinking. In basketball, he like, I got to make sure my handle's right. I can't turn the basketball over, all of that. So it makes him slow and timid and trying to feel his way. Perk, I went off. I got in the truck. I got a confession to make to America. We're going to get off. I got in the truck. I went off, Perk. I said, you're soft. I said, you're soft, and it's embarrassing the way you just play basketball. And it's a fine line. It's a fine line, bro, because listen, I know what I'm watching, and I'm trying to raise my son to say that's my dad first, and he used to coach me. I don't want it to be the other way around. But I said, June, you soft. That was an embarrassing performance, and if you're going to play like that, we just need to keep playing baseball.
I did the
That's
same.
what I told him.
I did the same thing.
I love him to death. And you know what?
It's tough love.
It's tough love. And he can play. You know it. The sucker can play. He 5'10", he 12. But look, he can handle it, all of that. But he was soft, Perk. I had to get him.
But listen, all I'm going to say is this. Remember this. Give him time because he just came up off the football field.
Absolutely.
Transition is a little different. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Everybody wasn't you. Everybody
I
wasn't
know.
I was talking about you again behind your back before you came on in the production meeting. I said, listen, y'all don't understand. Swagu had it different. He could turn it on and off. I mean, he could go play a football game on Friday and go play in the AAU game on Saturday and look like he ain't skipped a beat.
We did. That's what we did, Perk.
Yeah,
that's
but
what we did.
That's what you done.
I know.
You was different and talented. So remember that. So give him about a week. But I will say this. Look, we got to end. I love you, my brother. And
love you, my.
We hope that Michael Strahan, he will return safely. I hope he get all the moments. I hope Damian Lillard find his place or find whatever he go do. I hope Kareem could get that negative energy and get
LeBron. Call him.
Call him. And then I hope you and I could figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to get a Kelly and Riley bag with unlimited access to the jets.
Unlimited to the private jet.
To the private jets. The private jets. You know what? I gotta talk to our boss.
Perk, we so heavy though. We're gonna have a G5 because if we get one of them small planes, we ain't gonna be able to put our luggage. The weight gonna be over.
Yeah, we gonna be all the problem.
We all the problem.
But look, but that's the message for the day. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
This has been Swagu and Perk, episode 6. Praise y'all. Be good. Thank God for everything.